these events while I still possess the opportunity. I find myself trapped within my apartment, barricading the door futilely. This place won't offer safety. I must strive to recount this bizarre and harrowing tale in the limited time I have left, before he comes for me. My name is now Mark. Just 3 days ago, I was an average person leading a typical life, with a mundane car, an ordinary apartment, and a routine job at Golden Image LLC. Yes, it's a rather ridiculous name. We operated as a small image consulting firm, specializing in the art of political appearance management. When politicians found themselves in the throes of public disgrace, they turned to us to salvage their reputations. Business had been booming lately due to the ongoing war and Midwest droughts. It may have been tedious, but it paid the bills. However, everything spiraled into madness a few days ago, precisely when I was riding the bus to work, as I usually did. The daily 30-minute commute was bearable, despite the odd smell. I enjoyed observing the diverse cross-section of passengers on public transportation. But on that day, I saw him for the first time. At first, he didn't appear particularly unusual, just another passenger, seemingly indifferent to the pungent urine odor. He observed the other passengers with a peculiar intensity, a man with a ponytail mullet, a woman, and a shirtless fellow. The bus driver maintained the typical 1,000-yard stare. Near the back, a regular commuter, a woman who shared my daily route, caught my eye. She seemed under the weather, disheveled, with watery eyes and a plethora of tissues spilling from her flowery handbag. But it was flu season, so I thought nothing of it, other than reminding myself to use hand sanitizer later. What did catch my attention, however, was the man standing behind her. Dressed entirely in black suit, black shirt, black shoes, black leather gloves, with impeccably black hair and eyes as dark as the abyss. Only his pallid, corpse-like skin offered a contrast. He stood there, gazing at the woman with the floral handbag, not in a lecherous way, but with a chilling, steady intensity that transcended mere curiosity. I was more unsettled than the woman, who seemed oblivious to his presence. Everyone else on board was equally indifferent. Eventually, I joined them, dismissing him as just another strange character. It wasn't the first time I'd encountered such oddities during my commutes. Work that day was the usual 8 hours of monotony in a stereotypical mid-American office, complete with artificial ferns and harsh fluorescent lighting. The only disruption was that we were slightly disorganized because Dave, the receptionist, was out sick, and I received a random text from Sean, an old college friend I'd deliberately lost touch with. "Have you seen the news?" he inquired. I found it a strange question, as I hadn't followed the news since the war began. Uninterested in discussing it at work, I deleted his message without a reply. The other significant event that day occurred during lunch. My colleague, Michael from accounting, encouraged me to ask out Rachel, the new girl I'd been eyeing. After my shift ended, I gathered my courage and approached her. Our conversation led to a coffee date. As I watched her walk away, I noticed a figure in black in the parking lot, far away but unmistakable. I returned papers to my boss's office, captivated by the sight of Rachel across the twilight parking lot. Suddenly, I spotted the man in black again. Seeing him twice in one day was unusual, even strange, but I dismissed it as mere coincidence. However, the sense of unease persisted. Rachel was in the hospital, David was dead, and a mysterious disease was spreading rapidly. I decided to visit Rachel at the hospital. There was chaos, patients looking sickly, nurses frantic, and I felt the urgency in the air. Eventually, I found Rachel, covered in blood, lifeless. Her once cute hospital gown now bore a gruesome sight. I rushed out of the room in horror and found the man in black wandering through the hospital. Terrified, I screamed, berating him for what he had done to Rachel. The nurses intervened, calling for security to restrain me. In the chaos, I locked eyes with the man in black, and a chilling realization dawned upon me. I ran for my life, not knowing where I was headed, only that I needed to escape. I ended up back at the bus stop, hoping to return home, but a notice announced that all public transportation had been temporarily shut down. Stuck and unable to get home, I walked back, met the unexpected news from Sean, and began comprehending the gravity of the situation. Now, locked inside my apartment, I document these events. My hands tremble, and I'm sure my time is running out.